Peggy, you're up on the Mike Gallagher Show. Hi, Peggy.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good. How you, Peggy?
I am honestly apoplectic. I'm in Georgia, and there are two reasons. One is the governor and the Secretary of State, why they aren't calling a special session of the legislature to change the signature verification differences. And then the second is I listened to the messages from both Loeffler, Perdue, and Warnock, and it blows me away that the messaging from our side is they don't get it. You mentioned in the last hour about, how things affect us personally.
Right.
And in my opinion, what the GOP needs to do, and especially now in Georgia, is they really need to dumb it down. What will happen if there is, mass amnesty? And what will happen to you individually? Your taxes go up because you're going to have to pay for all these people, jobs. Their messaging in Georgia now with Perdue and Loeffler are attacking the other side. And then I listened to one of Warnock's ads, and he sounds like a really great guy, even though I know better. And I just don't understand why they don't see that they need to talk about policies and talk about exactly what is going to happen to you as an individual if we don't hold the Senate.
Okay, so my answer to everything you just said is, what are you doing about it? Instead of just being apoplectic and frustrated, and by the way, I am too, Peggy, don't get me wrong. I'm as frustrated and anxious as you are. As a Georgia resident, are you moving mountains to make sure 1,000 people are voting? What are you doing?
Absolutely. And I have called the governor's office. I've tried to call Raffensperger's office. I talked to my local state representative.
Perfect. See, that's what we need. That's what you need, Peggy. You got to do that. And you're doing it. You're doing it. You're checking all the boxes. And listen, nothing wrong with sharing your frustration. But what I don't want is your frustration. This reminds me, and again, don't get me wrong. You and I are on the same playbook. But it's like when people say, here's what Trump needs to do. He needs to do this, ... You know what? I've got faith in Donald Trump. He's going to do what he believes is right for the country and what's right for him and his camp and this whole mess. You know what? We can criticize their messaging until the cows come home. If we lose, we're sunk. You hold the key.
And that's the thing, though. I try to call every single person I can think of. I tried to call both offices for Perdue and Loeffler.
Good,
and of course,
good.
You get a receptionist and your message
I know. Well, listen,
there.
there's challenges, but Peggy, let me, I don't want to cut you short, but you're who we need. And we need an army of Peggies in Georgia. And we need an army of people around the country who are going to fight and continue to fight and be heard. Don't let people shut you down when you say something is wrong with this outcome. There's no way all these Republicans won down ballot and Trump just barely got edged out by Biden. That's baloney, and we all know it. Now, we may not get the outcome we want. That's life. I've spent a lifetime of not getting the outcome of things that I had hoped and prayed would happen. We may not get to 6,000 kids in my Angel Tree campaign today. I'll have to live with that disappointment. I'm praying that we will. But you need to do what you can do. And that means you got to move heaven and earth. You got to make phone calls. You got to canvass. You got to fight. And I'm going to continue to spotlight Ossoff, Warnoff, Kelly Loeffler, David Perdue. You're going to hear a lot about their messaging. And again, it's all subject. You could be critical of it. It's all right. Be critical all you want. Just vote. Don't let anybody tell you shouldn't vote for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue in the state of Georgia. I mean, Biden wants to appoint a woman named Neera Tanden who once tweeted, when they say we should go high, that S don't work. I mean, this woman who rejected the Michelle Obama catchphrase, she wants to play dirty. And we know they want to play dirty. So when people tell me, well, the problem is going to be from this, nothing will change. I'll tell you what'll change is if the Democrats win in Georgia, both of those runoffs, and they take control of the Senate. There'll be a change the likes of which you won't even be ready for. People are fighting, Peggy, and I love your fight and your involvement, your engagement.